So in today's video, we'll be looking at the profile page of our Agric Plant app. And the profile page will contain the avatar of the currently logged in user, the name, the email, and then we have this list tiles over here. So we have the orders, we have about us, and then we have a button to log out, right? So within the orders, this is where we are going to have the orders of the currently logged in user. So we are going to have the list of orders that are under processing, those that are being picked up, those that are being shipped, and then those that have been delivered, right? And then with how this UI is going to be, we are going to always show a maximum of 2 items within an order, while showing the total items here with a button to view all items in an order. So if the user taps on this view all button, it shows a modal sheet with all these items, right? And then tapping on an order, right, or any product within an order takes you to the order details page. So if I tap on this juicy tomatoes, it takes me to the order details page where I can see the timeline of the order, and then the delivery date. We have who is going to be delivered to, which is the current user, and then we have the payment method as well as the order with its products here, and we can view all items as well, or products as well. So we first be looking at the profile page, and let's get right into it. So back in VS Code, the profile page just has a placeholder, right? So the first thing we're going to do is change it from placeholder to a scaffold, and when we save, we should have a blank page over here. Now within the scaffold, we are going to have a body, and the body is going to have a list view, right? So we want our page to be scrollable, and then the first child of the list view will be our profile image, right? So that's going to be our profile, and then our profile is going to be in a circle avatar. So we are going to the circle avatar widget, and when we save, we should just see a small avatar here, right? Now the first problem is our avatar is just below our up bar. So let's wrap it in a padding widget, and this time around we're not going to use the padding property in the list view, and I will explain later. So let's wrap it in a padding and give it a padding of only top. So the top section is going to be 25, and then the bottom is going to be 15, right? Now let's increase the radius of this circle avatar. So I'm going to give it a radius of 62 like this, and that is going to be a bit huge. And then also I'm going to change the background color, right? And the background color is going to be our primary color, and if I remove the cons from here, right, so this is going to be the background color of this circle avatar. Now we're not going to put the image directly into this circle avatar, but what we are going to do is we are going to have another circle avatar within this circle avatar, right? So that is going to give us a very nice design where we have a border around the user's avatar. So what we are going to do is within this circle avatar, we're going to have a child which is going to be another circle avatar, and then the radius of this is going to be 60, right? Now if we do this, the difference in radius is going to create this border here. So the first thing you must do is you create this circle avatar, then you wrap it with another circle avatar, give it a slightly bigger radius than the inner circle avatar, and that's going to create this border around the circle avatar you want the image to be in. So if I increase the radius to 64, right, that the border is going to be much thicker, right? But I want 62, so the difference is just 2. Now within this circle avatar, this is where we are going to have the user's avatar, which is the profile image. So I'm going to the foreground image, and then that is going to be a network image because I currently don't have any image available in my assets for the user profile. So I'm going to copy a URL here, and then this is what we will use for our image. And when we save and everything is okay, we should see this image here, right? Now this image is coming from Unsplash, so you can just pick up any image and then use it as an avatar for now. Now after our image, we are going to have a text that is going to show the name of the currently logged in user. So we're going to have a text, and this text is going to show Jesse Williams like this, and then realize that immediately the text is not centered, so we can wrap this in a center widget that is going to center the text for us. Also, I want to make this text a bit different, so I want to style it with our title medium text style. So style, and then the style is going to be from our team, text team if I'm right, and then I'm looking for title medium, right? So if I move the cons from here and save, it is going to be a bit bigger than what we had previously, which was a body text style. Now just after this, we are going to have another text, so I'm going to duplicate this like this and then put a comma here, right? And then this text is going to be the email of the user, right? And that is going to be jessywells@gmail.com, but then the font size is going to be different. So I'm going to use the body small text style, and that is going to be a small text just below the name of the user, right? And now we need some space to show our list style. So just after this center widget, I'm going to use a sizer box. You can wrap this center in a padding widget that will also do the spacing, but I'm going to sizer box and give it a height of 25. Right now, after this sizer box, this is where we're going to have our list style. So our first list style is going to be our orders list style. So it's going to have a title, which is going to be the text that I want to show, the main text, and that is going to be my orders. So when we save, we're going to see my orders over here, and I will need to provide some icon. So the icon we want to have is going to be on the leading side. So the leading side is the start of the text, right? So our leading is going to be an icon, and then that icon is going to come from our icon package. So icon light, and then I'm looking for bag, right? So this is going to be our icon, and then we need to provide an on tap, right? So in an on tap, which is a function, a callback function, also move the cons from here. So when we have this, now when we tap on this, we see that the splash of this list style is moving from the start of our screen to the end of the screen, right? So it is filling the entire width of the screen. If we had given padding to this list view, that wouldn't be the case, because the padding will prevent the list style from touching the edge of the screen. That's why we gave the padding only to the circle avatar, because I wanted to have this effect where the item touches the edge of the screens, right? So we're just going to duplicate this multiple times, and then don't forget to put your comma here as well. Let's change the text and then the icon. So the second text is going to be about us, and then we are going to use info square, and then the last one is going to be logout, and then we are going to use the text logout, right? So this is going to be our profile page. Now in the about us, you can optionally add about us and then privacy like this, right? So, or you can have another tab for privacy. So when we tap on my orders, we want to navigate to a page where we are going to show the user's orders. For now, when we tap on my orders, so that's nothing, right? So let's first create that page. So back in our pages, let's create a new page called orders page, and that's going to be a stateless widget. So my orders page like this should be okay, and let's return a scaffold with an app bar. So scaffold and then app bar, right? And then we can have a title that says my orders. So when we tap on the profile page, we want to navigate to the others page, right? And then we're going to use navigator dot push, and then the route is going to be a material page route, and the builder is going to return our page, which is others page. Right, and now we tap on my orders. This should take us to my orders page if everything works, right? So this is navigating us to my orders page. Now in my orders page, we are going to have our tabs, right? We're going to list our processing, our picking, our delivered, and then our shipping. So just under the build, we're going to create these tabs. So final tabs, and we are going to have the names of the tabs. So processing, picking, shipping, right, like this, and then delivered. So this is going to be the tabs we are going to have, and then I'm going to put them in a variable. So I've placed them in a variable called tabs. Now we want to have tabs, and one simple way we can do that is to wrap our scaffold with a widget called default tab controller. So default tab controller, there we have to pass in the length. So the length is the number of items, the number of tab items we want to have, right? So that is going to be the total number of tabs we want to have, and that is going to be our tabs.length. So when we save, nothing is going to change, but then within the scaffold in the app bar we can show our tabs. So just below this title we are going to have a button, and then the bottom is a place where you normally put tabs, right? So we are first going to put a tab bar there, right, for the bottom. Then the tab bar requires tabs to be passing, which is a list of tabs, right? And then since we have tabs here, we are just going to loop through the tabs and then display a tab widget for each of them. Now this is how it's going to look like. So we are going to do list.generate, or you can map through these tab items, right? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to list.generate, and the length is going to be our tabs.length, and this is going to return us a tab, right? And we have to move the cons from here. So within this tab we should have a text, and then the text should be our tabs index, right? So when I save, we should have these tabs here, because we are looping through our tabs with list.generate, and then for each item we are returning a tab widget, and then the text of that tab is that particular item we are looping over, right? So this is what you are going to have. Now realize that the processing is a bit faded out, right? So in order to fix that, what we are going to do is we are going to pass in a property in the tab bar called a scrollable. So that means that we can scroll our tabs if there are more items, right? So that's going to be it for the tabs, and in the next video we will look at how to build the individual pages within the tab and then the other page as well. So if you like today's video, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one.